picture is worth 1,000 words. And today he's going to tell us the meaning of those words behind the pictures and the portraits that we have here today.
That's right. So today for our artist approach, we are joined by the wonderful visual artist, Julian VanDyke.
Thank you so much. Thank you for inviting me.
Oh,
thank you.
Thank you. We are so excited, and we are blessed to be in the presence of all of these different photos, different children's books that you've gotten a chance to illustrate.
Yeah.
But of course, your work, we've seen it. It's all across the 517. But before we get into that, tell us about the first time you picked up a paintbrush.
I think the very first time was in high school for painting, but my mother started me drawing Santa Claus when I was 3. And so from that point on, I started dabbling in painting. And when I got to high school and I went to LCC downtown, I got a little bit more serious because I didn't know artists got paid. Yeah. I was satisfied being the class artist. Wow. I'm originally from Ben Harbor, so going to school, Lafayette School Elementary in Ben Harbor, I was known as a class artist.
Nice, and here you are now.
And here I am.
Yes, and we're super excited, and we have some video of some of your artwork. Obviously, right here in front of us are the children's books that we talked about. But yeah, your piece, every piece is so unique, and has obviously been featured around the 517. But it all tells a story.
Oh yeah.
So how do you start with a piece? Is it with some inspiration, a sketch? Does it depend on what you're working on?
Oh man, it definitely comes from inspiration. Growing up, being close to Chicago, we were always taken to Chicago, to the Chicago Institute. Yeah. I've been to New York. I was represented by Agora Gallery in New York.
Oh, wow.
And it gave me a chance to see the MoMA. And so you see all these fantastic pieces of art from the masters, whether it be Matisse or Picasso, or Mayor Bearden. Those artists really inspired me to continue to paint.
That is awesome, and again, you've made such a phenomenal career out of this.
You're so kind.
And I think that's so important because a lot of times we think when we want to pursue any type of art, whether it's visual art or performing arts like we talked about, you know, we forget that, hey, there's an avenue here for us. Sometimes we got to create our own lane.
That's true.
But it's there.
That's true. That's true. When I go into schools, I always try to inspire the young students. Everyone's an artist, and everyone has their way of direction to do stuff. So I try to tell them that maybe if you want to be abstract painter or a cartoonist or artist or theater, make sure that your heart is in it. And there's ones before us that we've seen that inspired us to do these things. So
that's right. And with that being said, every artist has got their own toolkit.
Sure.
So tell us, what's inside yours? What type of materials and type of paint do you like to work with?
I work with mainly oil paint because it takes me a long time. You can mess up and try to change it a little bit. I usually draw, and I brought some you know, some artwork here that we are going to see.
Yeah.
But I usually start off with a pencil or a pen, and it goes bigger than that. So you can refine your art to make it get to the final phase of what you want it to be.
Yeah, and what's really cool too is we have some artwork in front of us right now, but you also have an exhibit set up over in Rio Town.
Oh yeah.
Talk about what we get to see when we arrive there.
Oh man, when you come to the gallery region, I got a big shout out to Miss Michelle Martin for allowing me to get the space to show. We got it specifically because they had such a big Juneteenth event down there, and that was really fun. Oh man, the people were dancing, but the space kind of reminded me of a New York gallery space, and that really inspired me to put like 60 pieces of art there. So if you're in town, come on down to Rio Town, 1139 South Washington Avenue. I'll be there probably through Sunday, but it's just a great atmosphere. You got the coffee house and the other things down there. So it gave me a great opportunity to showcase my art.
That is amazing. That's wonderful. And I want us just all to get another quick look. Nicole, if you want to hold up another one too, take a look at some of these amazing covers and stories that you've gotten a chance to illustrate. How cool is this?
Very, very neat.
This is amazing.
And so bright and easy to follow, you know?
Yeah, you know, my favorite also was Dr. Seuss growing up. So they're rhyming. Some are quite entertaining, like the music we call jazz. Things we do at my school. It comes from when my youngest daughter went to preschool, so you get inspired by that, kind of tearful. One of the important books, like the bullying book, when I go into schools, the teachers, they kind of commend me and compliment me because that's kind of like a serious content to talk about. So it gives me a chance to talk to the young students and preach to the students about bullying. We were at the Capital Area District Library, where I have 60 more pieces down there. And it's really fun to talk about the materials, the subject matter. Juneteenth, this month we celebrate, but I think one of my favorite books is the bullying book, because that goes on so much in today's school.
Yeah, unfortunately, but I'm glad that you're able to take it through artwork. And also too, before we wrap up, we have to showcase what you made for us for Studio 10. You see Rochelle, myself, smashing pies in our face. You see David and Andy and Tim.
The whole WILX crew. Look at that.
Oh my gosh, I can't get over it. But
please forgive me, guys.
no, your talent is amazing.
Sure.
We're so thankful to have you on
Thank
here.
you.
We saw the information on how to get a hold of you on your screen, but clearly you just got to step outside and you can do it. But check out the one in Rayotown. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so much, Julian.
Well, with Julian's inspiration, we're going to be